Somebody's calling at the gate. Just a moment, I'll be back. Ah, this old man is a neighbor. I was hearing him shouting, Fusenyo, but I didn't want to mind him until he had to ring the bell loud. I said, wow. Okay, anyway, just to check on me. All right, let's proceed, guys. All right. I really did not end my recording, rather, and I got up. That's all right. Sorry about that. So when the products are split off, 30,000 units of the F and 20,000 units of the D are produced. Their selling prices are 2 for the F and 2.4 for the D. The company will process the 30,000 units of F further to make 15,000 units of another product, the LEO. The extra cost incurred will be $20,000 fixed cost and variable cost of 0.4 per unit of the LEO, per unit of F input. The selling price of the LEO will be 6. Okay, now friends, this is the issue. Requirement says, this is a difficult question for most people. I mean, so this is the kind of question you have to know it will waste your time. What would be the gain or loss of processing the F further and manufacturing the LEO? Now, if I don't like this color. If the F is sold at split off point, meaning you don't further process it into a new product called a LEO, you've got 30,000 units of it, which at that point you can sell for $2 and make $60,000 full stop. But if you decide that you have to work on the F and make it an advanced product, the LEO. So if the F is further processed into an advanced product, the LEO, this is what will happen. You're now going to sell it at a higher price because you are told that the extra cost incurred will be 20,000 fixed cost and variable cost of 0.4 per unit of F input. The selling price of the LEO will be $6. Meanwhile, the 30,000 units of F will become 15,000 units of an advanced product. So selling price will now be, you'll get 15,000 units of the LEO, sell one for so high, $6. But the relevant cost of further processing, in other words, the cost that matter in this decision to further process or not, does not include the 200,000 joint cost, because it's like saying the 200,000 has been spent already. Whether you further process F into Leo or you don't further process F into Leo, the 200,000 has been spent. So in relevant costing for further processing, we say this is not relevant. So that's the sales you make, but the relevant cost of further processing will be fixed costs. Now, fixed costs are generally not relevant, but here you see the extra cost incurred will be 20,000 fixed cost. It means that this 20,000 could have been avoided if we didn't further process. Because of that, we can call the fixed cost incremental, so it's relevant. You also spend on variable costs, which is 0.4 per unit of the F introduced. So 0.4 times 30,000 units of F introduced. Lots of number crunching, lots of numbers here. So you see, when the F becomes the Leo, you make $90,000. But to make 90,000, you spend extra cost of 32,000. You spend extra cost of 30, is that correct? 32,000. When you take the 32,000 from 90,000, what are you left with? 90 minus 32. Is that 68,000?
No, at 58, 58.
58.
It should be 58, right?
58, okay. 58,000. I'll read the requirement again. It's a difficult question. Even if not difficult, even for those who know it, it's time consuming. Exam strategy, questions like this, flag them and come back to them later on. What will be the gain or loss of processing the F further and manufacturing the L? Well, if you don't further process, you make 60,000, full stop. If you further process, you make 58,000. So the gain or loss is that you are going to lose $2,000. So comparing 60 to 58, further processing creates a loss of $2,000. So that will go for option number B. Option number B. Exam technique, if this will waste your time or you don't know it, it doesn't make sense to spend 5 minutes on it and score 0. Spend the 5 minutes on something else. For example, a section C question, assess the performance of something, or assess whether it is important or it is relevant to describe the investments, the centers as investment centers, the question we saw last night. You can spend all those time to do some assessment there. All right. So answer option B.
Sir.
Yes, please.
Okay. You've gone forward. The question we just did, I wanted to say something about it.
Yeah, that's the question.
Because when I was doing it, I found it very difficult.
Yeah.
Just because of one item. Which
because
was
of
the
what?
0.4.
The 0.4, okay.
The 0.4, the 32,000 that we got here, the 32,000. So when I was thinking that because the ending part of the question was talking about the 15,000 units if you do the further processing.
Yeah.
And the extra cost will be on the 15,000.
No, so the extra cost will not be on the 15,000. Look at it. The extra cost incurred will be $20,000 fixed cost and variable cost of 0.4 per unit of the F input. So it's not 0.4 of the Leo output. All the input of 30,000 F, you're going to spend 0.4 processing each one of them. Sorry for cutting you short, but I just wanted to correct that. That is why reading the question scenario carefully is important. The 3.6 minutes should also be used to read the question requirement well. the scenario well. Hello, Tahiru. Tahiru,
Yes, sir.
did you get that?
Yes.
There was a question I solved. Please, I've not taught relevant question yet, but you have the recorded lecture on the site. Please go through. You'll be fine with it, even before I'll come in to talk to you about it. In that question, the narrative was a bit different. The extra cost incurred will be 20 times fixed cost, and maybe it will say to you, and variable cost of 0.4 per, I've forgotten, but something around that. So look, you've got to take your time and read these things carefully. All right. So I've under 1 minute remaining on this clock. Let me pause it.